Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, we are back to Civilization, and we are just going to go ahead and let's do kind of a general hangout live chattiness. So we are going to do a open chat, and I was going to jump on and just do a first reaction to what's been going on and some of the newsy stuff and things like that, because I've been in the backwoods of Virginia for the last week. And I posted up as many videos as I could actually get started without running out of time. And while I technically had internet, I had zero time. Had zero time to get on there. And so, I went in and responded to a couple of comments. I think I answered 3 or 4 emails. And I completely didn't get any of the other work that I had to get done for clients, but most of them understood that I was probably not going to be able to do that. So, with that being said, we are we're back into Civilization, and that's kind of exciting. And I'm going to have a look at some of the first things out there in the world for the first time in about a week. See what's going on in the world. Sometimes the whole world blows up. You don't even know about it. But let's see. Cat Gamer, greetings. Ryan Coyne, how's it going there? Mr. Anderson, good evening to you. Hello, dude. I'll call you Cot. How's it going there? Silly Boy, how's it going there? Robert, greetings. Clockle frickin', how's it going there? Hello. Franklin, how's it going there? I do not speak Spanish. No hablo español is the only Spanish that I know, and I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. Cat Gamer is blind as a bat. Alright, discovered a cool retro term today. Didn't know something like this existed. It's funny. What retro term? How to download a BIOS update in Linux? I have no idea. I don't generally update BIOS systems. Some of them you might have to have a Windows install to do. The good news is you can actually run Windows without an activation key. You just can't change those settings. So if you got a spare hard drive throwing around, go ahead and install crappy Windows to it, update your BIOS, and format the hard drive and go back to using something good with it. I don't know. All right, let's see. Hello, White Chocolate. Greetings. Diago, how's it going there, Diago? Let's see. Alejandro, how's it going there? Hello. C. Julian, greetings to you. Debian Buster. Anti-5 violence, the usual. Oh, there's more anti-5 violence? I get a chance to look at all of the social weirdo stuff going around lately yet. I did watch a couple Computing Forever videos. I'm about halfway through the level 1 news, so I'll get a chance to finally see the news articles that I didn't do. Have you ever guys noticed, if you ever watch level 1 news, they usually cover all the news articles I've already covered. It's kind of funny. Lately, last few months, we've been divergent a little bit more, but nevertheless, that still happens. Debian Buster was good. Actually, I got one comment, it's like, RC3, like, behind the times are you? It's like, well, no, because I actually did the RC3 video on Saturday and scheduled it for a release. Did I schedule that one for Tuesday? I think I scheduled that one for Monday. And I guess somewhere around Monday, Buster came out. So I released an RC3 video on the day that Buster came out. Oh, well, happens. Recently switched to Linux and language to German as I'm trying to learn it. I think it's a good option for learning languages since you know everything the GUI is. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's called Cool Retro Term. I don't know what cool retro term would mean other than a cool retro term, but okay. Last time I updated HDD firmware, it came with a dedicated bootable ISO. Yeah, I think I saw the last board I wanted to update. I think it came with a dedicated ISO. That's all I had to do with it. Let's see. So, let's see if anything's going on over here. All right, not seeing anything. Wendell, all right. Don't forget Christy. Christy's over there, too. Level 1 news is Wendell, Ryan, and Christy. Can't leave Christy out. All right, so let's see. Just taking a quick look at what's going on. All right. Well, we got Farron OS released. Very nice. I have not looked at Farron for a while, and I think I will probably do a video on Farron OS sometime soon. That sounds like a great thing to do. All right, let's see. Based on Linux, Mint project published a new quarterly snapshot, which includes a new theme, a new icon set, and a new splash screen at boot time. One of the cool things I liked about Farron OS is it gives you a lot of options without installing a ton of extra stuff. So it gives you a web browser installer rather than just saying, hey, use this web browser. And it includes several of the most popular web browsers to install, including the Google Chrome for people who do still need that, but it also has other browsers out there as well. Unfortunately, another smaller change had to be made to all the ISOs in the snapshot due to a mess up on my part with deleting the original package signing keys. There's something going on there. Apparently there was an issue and it was resolved. So if there is an issue, he has a link there. Go there and you can solve the problem. Let's see. Antics has released new ones. So Antics is kind of this is a no systemd Debian build. So this is based on Debian 10. So all these distros based on Debian 10 will start rolling out new versions now that Buster is officially out. A new tool called App Select for finding installed applications introduces new themes and icons. Also, of course, it's going to be, this is a beta. My apologies. This is a beta. This is not a full release. So they're releasing a beta based on Debian 10. So have a look at that. Again, this is a good lightweight Linux based on Debian without systemd for the people that do not like systemd. Clonezilla, this is not one that you would be running as a distro, but Clonezilla is an excellent application to have laying around. This will allow you to come out and to make a exact duplicate of a hard drive. So if you have a hard drive and, very good backup would be take that drive out, run it with Clonezilla. Just make sure you don't overwrite the hard drive you're trying to duplicate. That would be bad. Make sure you back up all your data first just in case. You can make a duplicate of your hard drive when your hard drive finally dies. Excellent. You can pop it out for the brand new one that you'd already made a mirror of. That's Clonezilla. Lots of great things. Tails has a new release. I just upgraded my Tails last night. So you can upgrade your Tails USB stick and keep your persistent storage. You can do automatic upgrades from 13, 13.1, 13.2, 13.4, up to 13.15. 3.15. I think I was saying 13s, 3.13s. 3.15s, excuse me. So those over there are available. So that will keep up your persistent volume. You can actually, let's see what they were saying here. Tails starting to start a second time on some computers, display an error message to unlock Veracrypt volumes. All right. Also, I'll let you know we have a lot more guys on. This is going to be a open chat. So if you'd like to jump on to the screen with me, you can send me an email through the contact form at switchedtolinux.com, and I will send you back a link. FreeBSD, there's a new release of FreeBSD 11.3. Maybe someday I'll poke around with FreeBSD, but not right there. OpenSense. This is a RC1 designed for firewalls and routers. So if you didn't want to try pfSense, you do have OpenSense. School Linux. Is this an education one? Yes, educational institutions. I think I might want to play around with this one. I might want to look at this one. See what that looks like. And then, of course, the big granddaddy of them all, Debian. Debian 10 was released. Awesome. Very good. I know Chris Titus did a video on this. I did the RC video on this. But of course, I think that came out right around the time Debian. When was Debian released? When was this released? 7.7. What day was 7.7? Yeah, I think that actually came out on the day that I didn't have any computers on at all because I was getting ready to leave. I was back out in the woods commuting with Bigfoot about an hour and a half or 2 hours before actually reaching my destination. All cell phone signals stopped working. All internet signals stopped working. And I was out there commuting with Bigfoot. You know, it was quite epic. All right. So there's what's new in the Linux distros. Of course, Unix is not new. I covered Unix the last week I was on for a while. So let's see, Silly Boy got a new distro for us today. There's a few distros here I'm going to download and play with. I think I'm going to play with School Linux. I'm going to look at, I might look at Antics, and I will certainly look at Farron OS. So those are going to be some of the things that I will do soon. Hello, Anna Rita. Anna Rita, the new book has hit the audiobook. Well, let me see if it's actually up there yet. Let me see if the new audiobook is on Kobo or not. We put the audiobooks up, the new audiobook up on the distribution networks before I left because it takes like 4 weeks to get those out. So let's see if the new one is up on Kobo yet for those wanting the audiobook there. Yes, the audiobook is now on, the new audiobook, I should say, is now on Kobo. So, of course, the ebook of this was over there. This is now the audiobook. So, if you are interested in that, you can find it on, right now, it's probably on Kobo, maybe a few other places. It will not be on Audible for probably about another 2 or 3 weeks. So, if you are looking for the new audiobook on Audible, it's not up there yet that I know of. Usually it takes about 4 weeks from the time I submit it. So I submitted it a week ago now. Yes, I did take some time. Thoughts on Zorin OS for those switching from Windows. Is it part of Ubuntu with the drawbacks of Ubuntu? It is based on Ubuntu. It is probably going to have... I don't know as Ubuntu starts to push more and more snaps into itself. I project that most of the downstream distributions, are going to be impacted by this. So that's my personal thought. I know Linux Mint is working against that. Primarily, they're working against what I talked about last Saturday. Which was Ubuntu. When you use apt install on Chromium now in the latest Ubuntu, the upcoming Ubuntu, it's actually going to install a snap package even though you're installing it through apt. And I believe several other people believe that is a very disingenuous thing. That type of impact is most likely going to impact most downstream Ubuntus. Now, Linux Mint came out and specifically said they're not supporting snap out of the box. You can install it, but they're not supporting it out of the box. And so most of your distros based on Ubuntu will probably have that. Other than that issue, I really like Zorin. It is a great distribution for new users. That's kind of that. Website looks old. Yes, the DistroWatch website looks like it was vomited out of the 1990s, but, it almost looks like one of the old original CMSs that I used. Which was, I forget the name of it. But if you go back through Internet Archive at my RWalk and Christ website, one of the first iterations looked almost exactly like this. It was a popular way to do forum type builds way back years ago. Okay. Go Tails, that's right. Liken some to Arch, yeah. What do you use to back up whole disks? I actually when I'm doing backups, I actually manually back things up because I cross-verify all the backups. They're all backed up. Do I have a cold? No. Where I was in the middle of Virginia all week, and I was teaching toxicology to a really bright group of... they started as low as middle school on up into upper high school. And so we taught... I think I was teaching, and I had the outside classroom, so I basically had to yell for... about 6.5 hours a day all last week. So I was teaching toxicology in the middle of the woods to a bunch of youth. And yeah, I could probably use a few more days off and rest the voice a little bit more, but we'll dive back into it. I don't think I'm getting sick. I don't feel like I'm getting sick, but I think it's just voice relaxing from being in the middle of the woods and screaming for 6 hours. So that's that. Let's see. Customers might have the MS type force hidden features Ubuntu has lately. Yeah, Mint is pretty much said they're not going to be doing that. Of course, you're generally safe if you go to like an Arch base like Manjaro. Debian is good, of course, if you want to do like the Mint branch and you're concerned about that, Linux Mint Debian edition. But the Mint team did directly come out and say they're not going to be doing this type of stuff. Anywhere they find Ubuntu doing that kind of stuff, they're going to be working against that. Antics, yes, I will have a look at that. Do you see anything in the woods that might be tin foil hat worthy? Like, what do you mean in the woods? I mean, I had tea with Bigfoot, and I did find a big open field to commune, and I did go back and visit my new home planet now that I am a full-fledged member of the reptilian alien race. And they did send an alien to check up on me in the middle of one of my lectures when a black rat snake decided to slither on through the middle of my classroom. Tried keeping attention. Of course, that was the youngest group too. So try keeping your attention on the lecture when a black rat snake is slithering through your classroom. You know, it's exciting, but it was quite epic. So, you know. But we're going to have a look at the news for the first time ever, guys. I haven't had a look at the news in a whole week. So I will be reacting. Should we do Switch to Linux Reacts? That'd be fun. All right, let's see. Hello, Ricky. How's it going there? Another gift card this week. All right, let's see. Ubuntu Samps Ubuntu Samps over Snaps. How do you say that word? I don't know. I don't understand. All right, I don't know about you guys, but the live stream quality looks like crap. Okay, yeah, I'm on my I'm actually on my I'm on my open chat form, but which is not designed for this type of look. It's this is really designed for me to sit here and have an open chat with somebody, but nobody's joined me yet. Sadness. So that's okay. I'm just using this, and I literally just threw this together a few minutes. That's why I kind of said, "Hey, I'll do an open chatty type stuff." In fact, hey, Ricky's here. Ricky, I'm gonna send you a link if you want to jump on. Jump on, Ricky. Since I have your email right here. All right. Of course, that might mean I have to be watching for you, and I might even want to put on headphones in case you do decide to jump on. Okay. Hey, I have headphones now. Look at that. All right. Oh, also I have my light on and my filter's not quite working where it should be. So, let's see. And so I'm just kind of stuck there like that. So, all right, let's see. Mute that one right there. All right. I know how Timeshift will work with a router that is able to attach a hard drive for network storage. Timeshift, I think by default, it has to go to something that's mounted. So as long as the computer mounts the drive, that's probably okay. DistroWatch never changed the design, probably. Happy Holidays book was interesting read, and you made it. And as it made you think, and I realized a few things, a few I agree moments. Absolutely, no problem. I will also let the co-author know that as well. Yes, fast and no JavaScript baloney. That is correct. I'm in a wrong profession as I should be a librarian. Awesome. Hello, DT. How's it going there, sir? Best distro isn't Debian Buster. Gnome is the best for me. All right, there you go. Teaching out in the woods? What are you teaching? The Robinson family? Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, there was a it's a kids camp out, and they got the idea about, I don't know, got the idea I think about 8 years ago to run a science camp. So they bring in 2 scientists, and one of them was an entomologist just finishing her doctorate from Penn State. So it's like both of the teachers were from State College. It was kind of funny. It's like, maybe we should do this closer. Nah, being out in the middle of nowhere is epic. And then the organization that runs the camp, actually has a plot of land out in Virginia. So that's where we were at. We were out there, and so they got the idea to do a science camp, and so they bring in. I think we had 51 kids out there, so it was quite a bit. And yeah, believe it or not, we were actually able to talk about nutritional toxicology for 2.5 hours per group per day. So it was kind of cool. Yes, the Bigfoot does exist. You don't have a hard time, but the thing is that the first people to ever find Bigfoot are the reptilian aliens, and the Bigfoot has been chill with reptilian aliens ever since. So when one of us gets out into the woods, Bigfoot always comes around for some tea. It was very good stuff. Very good stuff. Hello, Skybear. Greetings. Hello, Tom, and everyone trying to fix my dual boot PC while catching up. All right. Conspiracy time. All right. Mint was on my short list for a newer PC, so unless I find something better that's what I use, I'd have to review what to use for the old XP machines. There is still 32-bit ISOs right now. That would work. The other thing that would work is I believe Peppermint still has 32-bit, so that'd be a good one. Did you hear about New York City's blackout? It's Ubuntu snaps over snaps. A blackout? No, I didn't hear anything about a New York City blackout. Did New York City have a blackout? Really? New York City blackout. Let's have a look at that. 10 hours ago. New York City power outage, but it's restored. Many questions remain. Hey, is that you, Ricky? How's it going? I have Ricky muted right now until he gets his mic figured out. Hey, you there, Ricky?
Minute, Tom. For some reason, I can't even hear you.
Oh, because I'm muted. Hold on. Okay, there you go. You should be able to hear me now, right? Chris, yeah, I muted myself, so just for the purposes of doing that. Hey, now that I have Ricky on, I can transition. Woohoo! Actually, let's go on down. Oh, hold on. There we go. Now you guys can hear Ricky too. All right. I had mutes going on multiple places, so there was no crazy overlap. How's it going there, Ricky?
Oh,
so,
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm just now recovering from a nasty viral infection that I've had the last couple days.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, so how stupid is USA Today? I clicked on an article for USA Today about this New York City power outage. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's because they overlay their article on top of stuff. Look at this crap.
Oh my God!
Fired. All right, never mind. USA Today, you're a horrible news site. That's USA Today. Should we go to the Communist News Network, or should we go to the new boring, crappy news?
Let's
go to
do
NBC.
Yeah, NBC. That's what I would go with.
Terrorism and cyber attack was ruled out as a cause in Manhattan power outage. How about too many people turned on the air conditioner and we have an overstressed power grid? There's a thought. I remember, was it last summer? I think it was last summer. A really hot day. It was like July or August. Of course, there's nothing compared to you guys down in Florida, but up here, everyone turns on their air conditioners. 5 in the morning, I hear boom, boom, boom. It's all of the transformers down the block blowing up in sequence. Blows out everything, the whole apartment complex. So there's 4 housing divisions here. And for some reason, I don't know why, where I'm at right here is a different power grid than across the street. So they all go out. We still got power. But in case we do, hey, I got two backup solar systems running, so I can get my minimal office stuff running. I can't get my maximum big dogs running, but I can't get my minimum stuff going.
So you had 4 transformers blow out at the exact same time?
Oh, no. It was delayed by about 2 or 3 seconds each. So one would blow up, and then it'd shift to the other one, and then that grid would take all the power flux, that would blow, and it'd shoot down to the other one, and then that one would blow. They ended up having to come to restore power. They ended up having to come and manually run an outlet cable from the one last transporter back over to restore power. It was epic.
So basically, it's pretty much like the way the sequence happened. It's like a tank, an Iraqi tank came right in front of your complex, went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and then of course, right in the middle of this, out here, some of the rulings about what your some of the rulings about fire extinguishers or smoke detectors and stuff are like. You gotta have smoke detectors, but they all have to be on a wireless grid with each other. So if one goes off, your whole house will go off, and they're tied to the power. So the power goes out, one of them battery dies, okay? One of their battery dies. I don't know which one. Well, when the battery dies, these stupid things, they just go off. They don't give you an annoying beep that the battery's going off. They just go off. So now I have power is out, and 4 fire alarms are going off in my apartment. So how do you figure out which one's not working? You pull the battery out of all of them. Now I got no fire alarms.
So you had 4 transformers blew up, several fire alarms went off, and in order to shut those things up, you had to manually pull each and every battery out of them.
Oh, well, first I had to pull them out of their electrical sockets because they're all wired into the ceiling, into the electrical grid of the apartment. And I pull them off of those and then pull them out and then pull the batteries. And this was at 5 in the morning.
Oh, Lord.
Now, I have a friend in town who's dating somebody, and Christian girl, and won't have her boyfriend stay at her house, so he stays at my house when he's in town visiting. So for like 3 sessions in a row that he came by, we lost power. So he'll start to send me text messages like, "Hey, is it okay if you have a power outage this week? That means I'm coming up. Can I stay on your couch?"
Oh my God!
So that's that. Let's check up in our comments here. All right. New York City Black Ops. Do reptilian races do fruit baskets? Yes, we do. We do like fruit baskets. Pineapple. I really love my pineapple. In fact, I forgot to eat the rest of the pineapple. It's been in the refrigerator untouched for the whole week I was gone. My friend did come and take the bacon. I told him I do not want the bacon to go bad. Please take the bacon home and eat it. So he graciously took the bacon home and ate it, because who wouldn't take home the bacon?
So how was your vacation in the woods?
I wasn't a vacation, dude. I got like no sleep. Because I had to. So they went in knowing we had like 2-hour lectures 3 times a day. What I didn't count on is that these kids were the most amazing group of people I've ever taught in my life. Okay, summer vacation, going off to a camp where you are sitting in classrooms for 6 hours a day. And they absorb material so fast, I didn't have enough. I ended up having to come up with extra material for 2 of the 4 days. No, baby, I don't know, 2 or 3 of the 4 days. And it's just like, and it was epic. So yeah, it really wasn't vacation. It was just something different. It was a new kind of different. I had to wake up, like, I'm a night person. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. every day to get all ready and everything. And then I ended up going to sleep early, except Friday night, because we had got back and I ended up talking about some nuclear radiation, physics, chemistry, and stuff with some kid that didn't want to go to sleep, which was awesome. Totally cool. And I know I gave him all my channels. If you're watching, dude, hey, man, how's it going there? But yeah, it was awesome. It was so awesome. And It was great, and it was also it's owned by a it's owned by a is it Orthodox? I think it's Orthodox Conservative Presbyterian Church, OCP, I think, was the denomination, which is just a great denomination. I've actually never heard of that particular group, but they were a great denomination, great theology, excellent churches, and so it was a camp for a lot of their kids, and so a lot of the region went there. It was just a pretty awesome.
So it's basically an all around good church.
Yeah, it was good, very good. So of course the third, they had two scientists, and the third was Bible study. So
good.
But yes. So let's see. What are you going to do when Google shuts down Hangouts? I will probably, if I will either use Nextcloud or I will use Jitsi as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
MX Linux has 32-bit too for the person looking for a good XP. Which is good. Yeah. Actually, any of your like lightweight Debian distros, because Debian, even in Buster, they're still supporting old 32. They're still supporting everything. So that kind of tells me that when Linux Mint, the next Linux Mint Debian edition, even though the next Linux Mint regular edition is going to drop 32-bit, Linux Mint Debian edition is probably not going to. Would be my guess. I haven't heard anything one way or the other.
The one thing I like about Debian is they stick true to the old school ways that they started with back in 1983. They're one of the very few Linux organizations that have really not changed within the last 20 plus years.
That might be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, were you supposed to do a Gentoo stream and it never fired?
It was scheduled for the 27th at 9 a.m., but last night Serge contacted me and to let me know that a family matter came up, so I had to reschedule the stream to July 28th, still at 9 a.m.
Okay, so it's 9 a.m. on the 28th. That is 2 weeks from now at 9 a.m. If you want to watch a Gentoo install and you've never worked with Gentoo, right? Or have you?
I actually did a practice run with Ben. I successfully installed Gentoo through a virtual machine.
Okay, so you successfully ran it through a virtual machine, but Serge will be on there, you said?
Yes, Serge is going to be there.
And Serge is an expert Gentoo guy and an all-around great Linux guy to grab info from. So he'll be there. So that's 2 weeks, 9 a.m. Sorry, I won't be there. That's when I'm in church. So, you know.
Okay.
All right. The Commie News Network. That is CNN, right? And I guess, should we call it Foxhole News? Because you want to go dive and bury a foxhole. The whole world's going to die! I don't know. I don't like either of them. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I hate them all. All right.
The only news source that I even go to is The Verge. That's mainly the only one I'll go to, besides a few little ones like Linux Insider and those other ones.
Kind of crazy. The expensive Transformers don't have. Now, when I'm talking about Transformers, I'm talking about the massive grids, blocks that apartment complexes will have out front. Those are the things we're talking about. Yeah, I don't know why. The electrical grid across the street's bad. It's stupid bad. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I have redlining. I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit, everybody. So if you're listening and you cranked your volume up or down or whatever, I keep on hitting the red line. So the bad part of the red line. So I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit.
That's one of the things that annoys me about OBS is no matter how much I try to get my audio to be good, the red line of death is what I like to call it, and it's annoying.
You can just toggle your volume directly on OBS.
Okay.
Just slide your volume down a little bit.
Okay.
So there's two factors. One is the volume on the OBS, and the other is the volume on your system device. So if your system device volume is too high, that'll always cause problems as well. You have to make sure that neither of the two are redlining. So like for me, I think I'm just a little too close to the mic because my mic itself is redlining a little bit. I think I want to upgrade mics sometime soon, but
Well, you've had that meteor mic for a very long time.
Oh yeah, it's a fine mic. I
It's
do have another system down here I can use too, which
eh,
sounds a lot better, but one battery goes low, all my fire alarms go low battery because they have the network to talk. That's what happens on mine. And then, of course, it's 5 a.m. Yeah, I really have 15 9-volt batteries floating around. Of course I do. All right. How late are you? Ben, you're not too late, sir. If you'd like to jump on, let me know. I might have your email around here somewhere. If not, send me an email on the contact form on Switch to Linux if you'd like to jump on.
oh, as of tomorrow, the grand opening of Endeavor OS is happening.
Of what OS?
Endeavor OS, it's the spiritual successor to Antragos.
Ooh. Antergos has been raised from the dead. Whoa. I didn't hear anything about this distro. I will have to look into it.
Basically, the information that I know about it is they took the Antragos code and just made a new operating system out of it. The only thing is, the first release this time around, you're still going to be stuck with that stupid, crappy Chinchi installer.
Oh lord, can we
Because
just burn that thing with fire?
there's a few bugs with the online installer, and they're still working out the kinks with the online installer before they release the online one.
Ben, I am not seeing your Benjamin Aldridge. I am not seeing your email here. Let me check, see if I have it over here. Address book. Yeah, Benjamin Aldridge. I do not have your email address, so shoot me a email on the contact form, and we will get you in. Yep.
But yeah, from what I've known, Endeavor OS is going to be a pretty stable distro. It's going to give you the choice between 10 desktop environments.
Huh. Nice.
And this one will make you happy. One of those 10 is Cinnamon.
Nice. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't checked out Debian. It's on my short list. As long as I can get something to put in my old compact with 256 megabytes of RAM. Yeah, just do one of the like XFCE or something super lightweight. New malware, forces updates, rolling distros, or the new real-time video player. Thank you for suggesting the Project Gutenberg. They'll find a classic book I was looking for. Awesome. Hey, no problem, Anarita. Yeah, check out Project Gutenberg. If you are a reader and you like to read on your ebooks, let me give you guys a run through of that. Find it. All right, so Project Gutenberg. Actually, hey, I can do article view because we have somebody in live chat with me. All right. So over here, if you go to Project Gutenberg, so if you wanted to look for, it's like Tom Sawyer should be in here, right? So if you want to look for a book, here's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Tom Sawyer's Comrade, Adventures of Tom Sawyer Part 1. It's Part 8. It's Part 3. So these are audiobooks here as well. There's some audiobooks. So you just click on these. They're not always formatted the best, but if you click in on one, here's like a Kindle with images, Kindle without images, a plain text. You have EPUB with and without images, and you can read online. There are links to, so you can send it to a OneDrive account, send it to a Google Drive account. I have no idea why you would want to. Send it to Dropbox. If you do use the site a lot, consider donating to it. They do a lot of great work on this site. Let me squeeze this down a little bit here so we can actually see a little bit better. There we are. So definitely check this guy out because there are tons of ebooks. So random books. Let's see what we kind of get going random. Oh, The Witchcraft Delusion. There's some stuff over there.
Okay.
It's all sorts of stuff. And of course, if you know what you're looking for, you can browse for authors and stuff. So that is definitely an excellent place to go and check things out.
Hey, Tom, did you know that that Facebook had to pay a $5 billion fine?
Good. For what?
It says right here in The Verge, Facebook's $5 billion FTC fine is an embarrassing joke.
It just looks like they'll just have to stop investing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. So let's have a look. Let's jump on over to The Verge. That's your favorite, right? Should you boycott Amazon Prime Day? No.
No.
And here's why. Amazon's one of these companies that, yeah, I have an affiliate link for it. If you shop on Amazon, want to help support this channel without paying any extra, use my affiliate link, buy stuff on Amazon. Now, that being said, Amazon does do some bad in the world. I am completely agreeant with that. But the fact of the matter is, you know what? Ooh, Amazon Prime Day. Let's boycott it. Here's a thought. If you don't like Amazon Prime, don't buy it. I don't buy Amazon Prime. I've never bought Amazon Prime. I don't plan on buying Amazon Prime. Just don't. Hey, I found it. Okay, reply. All right, Benjamin, I sent that out. Check your junk mail. Every now and again, Google will send my emails to junk filters. So, Benjamin, I just sent that out to you.
What can we...
All right, so... Yeah, so no, I don't think you should boycott Amazon Prime Day.
No.
But, if you don't like Amazon Prime, don't buy it. Now, of course, what their issue is it's a giant Amazon sales day, and that basically means factory workers are overworked. And yeah, I understand the issues and the problems. I wish I could get some things, but man, I'm so sick of wasting my time going to town looking for something to go, oh, I can't find it. We can order it. Derp. I can order it. And ship it here and not have to come here again and not have to give yet another company my mailing and other personal details. If you got it on the shelf, you get some of my money right about now. I'll even pay a little bit more if I get it right about now. But I'm not interested in coming to your store and ordering it because just because I can buy it from Amazon, that doesn't mean I'm going to order from anybody and everybody that wants to place an order. No. I'm going to order from places that I don't. So the fact that I order things from Amazon, like, when I put together the worm farm, right? And I bought the worms. I actually wanted a slightly smaller bag, but the place I get them from, they only sell the smaller ones directly from the company, which is fine. If there was no other option, I would have bought it from there. But at the same token, I did not want to... And it's not just a matter of I don't necessarily trust them, although that's part of it. I don't want to send it to them and have to now rely on two different companies' security policies. On top of that, I can buy Amazon with cash. I can't buy in most other places cash.
Mm-hmm.
I get a prepaid debit card. That would be what I can do.
Yep.
Let's see.
Ooh, what do we have here? I think I struck gold, Tom.
Uh-oh, what'd you find?
A Chinese AI startup is tracking lost dogs using their nose prints.
Oh, what? Say that again?
A Chinese AI startup is tracking lost dogs using their nose prints.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize a nose print was a thing.
Well, hey, Benjamin.
Hey, Benjamin, how's it going?
Hey, finally made it.
All right,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, if anyone else wants to jump on, send me an email with a contact form.
Oh, for those of you in the live stream that are video gamers, there was a mini revival of the TurboGrafx 16 coming out in March 2020 with 50 built-in games. It's an old school console that was really successful in the late 80s, early 90s.
All right. So Huawei apparently had U.S. workers and they laid them all off. Didn't see that one coming.
Why did that not surprise me? It's like every company is laying everybody off these days.
Yeah. How you doing, Benjamin?
Hey,
Life treating your way?
yeah, just got home
Alright.
from work.
Oh, fun.
Oh, also, from what I heard, from what I read up, YouTube changed up the copyright system a little bit.
I think I heard something briefly about that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, the founder of YouTube said that one of her priorities for 2019 was to fix up the copyright strike.
yeah, you know what? Here's a good idea. If a company is using a copyright strike thing and they do, let's just say anything less than 50% are found to not be violating copyright rules, they get to have a suspension on their ability to make copyright claims. That would be neat.
I think it should be there should be like what's the word I'm looking for? A progression of punishment. The first time you get a suspension, second time you get a fine, third offense you're gone. You're not allowed to do it anymore.
Termination.
Yeah, now you do have to have a way to make sure people are not abusing the copyrights, but you know, the biggest challenge is these automated systems. You know, the automated system should go in and the automated system should not have any authority to actually make the claim. The automated system should just feed a queue that says examine this. You know, and any violation of that ruling should be like, all right, you guys are violating a ruling that's going to cost you something. You know, whether it's time, hours, or at some point in time, sorry, you just can't use our automatic system anymore.
Well, but when it flags Steve's video for playing that tank game, we got a problem.
Ooh,
Well, how about when it flagged a video of mine for playing a rendition of Four Seasons? Okay, yeah, Four Seasons, that's old classical music. The guy's been dead since the 1700s. All right, what in the world is this creepy thing I'm looking at right here? The Jeff Bezos action figure. For once, I think I am in perfect agreement with Verge. Why?
No.
Why?
That's not an action figure. See, that's actually a voodoo doll.
Is it, or is it an idol? Is it an idol? Is this like Jeff Bezos setting up the golden statue? All right, guys, the Amazon drone is flying by, playing the music. Bow down and worship the Jeff Bezos action figure.
Stick a few.
Aww. And is that a Boston Dynamics dog next to him?
I won't bow down, but I might just stick a few pins or needles into it. See what happens.
Okay.
Is
this Lex Luthor and his pet Boston Dynamics killer dog?
Either that, Tom, or that Jeff Bezos idol was a very extremely hidden artifact in the lost city of El Dorado, and it was only found just recently.
And what's with his clothing? I've never seen Bezos. I mean, I've never seen him below the waist, so I don't know if he's wearing jeans regularly. But he's wearing jeans. It looks like a black polo T-shirt and some like sleeveless vest. What is this style?
Well, I mean, Steve Jobs used to wear jeans because he's
well,
hip.
that's Steve Jobs.
See, he's one of us. He's a normal person.
Yeah.
Who?
Why does a super detailed posable action figure of Amazon CEO exist? What ill deed did we do to deserve this? Why was this sent to me in the first place? Who thought this was an idea? What was the pitch meeting for this product like? Who was in the room that approved this concept? How do you go about acquiring the likeness of the world's richest man to produce an action figure? Was Jeff Bezos consulted in the design or development? If so, what were his notes? What was the expression on Bezos' face when someone brought the topic to him? I think that he's an absolute narcissist. And so he probably pitched the idea and said, y'all are all fired if it doesn't come to fruition. That's my thought.
I think, Tom, the reptilian alien race are pointing every single gun they have at that statue right now. They all absolutely hate
guys,
it.
All right. This right here, this looks like the Boston Dynamics robot. They're calling it Spot Robot Dog without it. Let me look up Boston Dynamics Dog Robot. And let's go to images. See, he's got a Boston Dynamics dog. This is the one he's got.
That's his dog?
Look, this is the Boston Dynamics dog.
Oh.
Okay? This is the article. Why is Jeff Bezos planning on buying Boston Dynamics and incorporating this into the military contracts they have going on? Inquiring minds want to know. I think I'm wearing the wrong hat for this. Pardon me for a moment.
Oh, no.
Jeff Bezos will buy the world.
Oh, crap. He's got the tinfoil hat. Oh, no.
That's better. There.
This just became tinfoil hat time.
This just in. Bezos is going to kill us with Boston Dynamic dogs.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this is exactly it. See? I mean, even down to this little stripe down here. I mean,
oh
yeah.
My God.
I love the fact that this article is just a series of questions. Why do its eyes seem to follow me across the room? Let's look at the eyes. Oh God. All right, let's check in on comments. This is a lot of nonsense. All right. Let's see. Could say, yeah, the Internet Archive is also a great place to get things. In fact, that's where Toss archives his podcasts and stuff too. He archives them to the Internet Archive.
The one question I have is, how long has the Internet Archive been in existence?
For a while, at least. I don't know how long it's been in existence, but I found web pages from 2001, 2002 stored on it.
Yeah, it actually goes back to pretty much the beginning of the internet. It was actually one of the first early sites. You can actually go back and see the very first renditions of Google in the 1990s on it.
Well, the first thing that spurred me to look it up was there was this forum blog thing where some guy was like talking about how if your kid's into Linux, he's probably a hacker, and it was like a whole like ignorant rant. Like you can't tell if it's a troll or if it's some crazy parent is actually serious about it. It was nuts. I'll have to look it up again and share it on MeWe or something.
So according to Silly But Boy here, he said they really didn't change anything from the creator standpoint. They only changed the insignificant things like forced use timestamps. No, that's not insignificant. That's the problem, that the copyright rules in the United States allows some degrees of free use for different purposes. And so the problem is they would have to say, hey, here's a copyright claim, but they did not have a requirement to give timestamps. So now we actually have timestamps.
Mm-hmm. So what do the timestamps actually do? Do they just keep a track of
It
everything?
tells you where in the video they're saying your stuff is. So if they say, I'm claiming this video for copyright, now they're saying that, no, you need to tell us exactly what in the video is included.
So basically, instead of just outright blowing your channel to pieces, these timestamps give you an opportunity to remove what is copyrighted and then just repost the video.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I've had people actually try and steal my whole videos and post them on their own channels before. Yeah, that's exciting. Might stick a middle finger up to that Bezos doll. I don't know. I like the guy up here said you could just buy the Bezos doll and put a firecracker in it. I think that sounds more fun.
No. This is what I think would be extremely hilarious. You still put the firecracker in the Bezos doll, but then you take that Bezos doll with the firecracker, you get one of those firework motor launchers, put the thing in there, and just, okay, tonight's festivities are sponsored by Jeff Bezos, and then we just watch the thing go up in the air, boom.
No. Here's what you do. You gotta.
Keegan says Jeff Bezos. So
No.
Yeah.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait till the Earth is lined up with Mars. So we launch the firework towards Mars, and we see if it makes it there before Elon Musk's Tesla. Who will make it there first?
Yeah, it's either Elon Musk makes it or Jeff Bezos makes it.
Hello, Maverick. Greetings. Yes, you're so good. Okay.
Let's see here.
Oh, yep. Since Gore opened it. Okay, only found a few years ago, but there's some really old stuff in there.
Trump apparently knows what Bitcoin is, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, but the problem is he went on to describe the U.S. dollar to say like, okay, Bitcoin is unreliable. It's like, the actual U.S. dollar has the same issues right now. So I'm not saying he's wrong.
So Steve's very own has strikes. So is that your regular channel, Steve? Because I guess that's copyright. I was thinking community strikes. So,
yeah, he did.
So copyright strikes, from games. That's just stupid. It's like
he did a live stream of a game. And matter of fact, it's a game that's free to play off of Steam called World of Tanks or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the copyright strike was on for like the soundtrack behind it.
Huh. I can see that happening.
Well, what I think that should happen is this should be at least like the bot should. If you're going to make an automated bot do this, it should at least detect at least a minute worth of a match to a copyrighted song.
Well, the problem with that is a minute does not satisfy the law. The law satisfies up to a 5. Is it a 5 or a 15-second clip is what you can use, but you can use more clips than that if you're doing either a transformative work like a parody. That's how I was able to, my one book, which is a parody. If you look at the original book and you look at my book, the covers are nearly identical. Because it's a parody, I can do that. That's
interesting, because I remember Weird Al, he's always doing his parodies of different songs. In an interview, he said that as long as he recreates the beats himself, he could do whatever he wants.
Well, in a way, yes, but he actually, like the beats, yes, he always has to have some variation unless there's a direct permission. And in reality with Weird Al is most artists are honored to have that, Yeah.
There were a few that said no.
Yeah, Prince was the only one actually to ever say no to Weird Al.
Actually, I think Eminem did too.
I Honestly, I don't know about Eminem. I know Prince has repeatedly said no, but I don't know about Eminem. Coolio, there was some mix-up. He had permission, but apparently it wasn't the right permission. I don't know what in the world it was. But here is, let me show. So here is the Art of Neighboring book, and here is the one that I parodied. So you can see they are perilously close. In fact, I even bought the font licenses to have all the exact same fonts, all the exact same colors, the exact same scheming and theming and stuff, just because it's a parody. And inside, I also parodied Thought for Thoughts and things like that on it. And so with that, it was, with a parody, you can pretty much do about anything you need. But it has to be transformative is really what the big deal is.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben Fitzpatrick, welcome.
It's Ben Gentoo in the house.
All right. Let's see. How many Jeff Bezos dolls will Jeff Bezos order?
All of them.
Probably.
Probably. Ooh,
There's an Amazon warehouse on the dark side of the moon. Is it full of Jeff Bezos dolls?
He's gonna order them all and say, "Look how popular they were. They all sold."
I mean, you do realize if there is an Amazon warehouse on the dark side of the moon, do you know who is actually running it?
The feds, man.
The Nazis.
ooh, here's an interesting article, Tom.
Hold on. We gotta finish that. We gotta finish this thought. It's the Nazis, right? Do you guys know why?
Why?
Because there is an old bad movie. Is it this one? I thought it was Dark Skies, but maybe it's not that. There's an old, really bad B movie film where Nazis were on. When they were losing the war, they had shot up to the moon and they recolonized themselves on the moon, and they were planning to take over Earth from the dark side of the moon.
Ooh.
Was it Iron Sky? Maybe it was Iron Skies.
That sounds like a good movie.
Oh, it is. It is so bad.
It sounds like an interesting concept, though.
Let me see. Is this it here? I just can't remember the name of it. Yes. Here we go. Here's a Wikipedia page for it. Iron Sky is the name of it. Iron Sky. 2012 Finnish, German, Australian comic sci-fi action film directed by whoever this guy is, written by whoever this guy is. Tells the story of a group of Nazi Germans who, having been defeated in 1945, fled to the moon, where they built the space fleet to return in 2018 and conquer Earth. Iron Sky comes from the creators of Star Wreck in the Per Kinning. It was produced by a couple guys, whatever. Oh man, it is bad. Including some really bad, interesting racial stuff. I mean, it's bad.
My lord.
If you like horrible B movies, you gotta check it out. I'm not sure it's on any of the big streamers or anything.
I mean, it was so bad that I barely noticed the invasion in 2018.
I know it was that bad.
I never realized it was happening.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Ricky, go ahead. What's your article you found?
It's very interesting. LG has made a laptop.
Nice.
It is called the LG Gram 17. It is a ultra portable laptop, and it has a 17-inch screen. I'm gonna see I want to get the specs on this thing, because whenever I see a new computer, I have to know the specs.
Well, we're working on the specs. Apparently, it wasn't too far off, because in 2020, the U.S. Army apparently will start test armored robotic vehicles. Oh, Lord, that's all we need. All right, I think I'm building me an EMP cannon.
Well,
Is it is it even possible to build an EMP cannon?
I'm sure someone could figure it out.
Well, the problem with the Nazi base on the dark side of the moon theory is that the Earth is flat and we haven't been to the moon. Also, the astronauts found cities and made a deal with the aliens on the dark side of the moon when they went to the moon.
Hey, they did not make any deals with the aliens on the dark side of the moon. Apollo 11 was fake. I can confirm this myself. We are the only ones with a moon base. The only ones who's ever had a moon base. But yes, I can confirm from our moon base that the Earth is indeed flat, and that Neil Armstrong has never been on the moon.
Knew it.
That was it. I mean, it's all fake. It was all faked.
Oh.
That we did see them circle it once. We had to hide our base when they were flying over.
And Stanley Kubrick directed the landing.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
So,
here we
that's
go.
exciting.
Here's the specs. Okay, this little computer. Get ready for this. This lovely little piece of machinery has an Intel 8th Gen Core i7, 512 gigabytes of storage, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it's got a 17-inch screen. And you'll be paying you'll be paying well, I believe there's two versions of it. The one I'm covering, it says right here, the version that I just covered with the 512 gigabyte storage, $1,699.99.
Why are all of the computer companies now buying into Apple's let's charge billions of dollars all of a sudden for stuff that's cheap crap?
Yeah.
Of course, I wasn't listening to the specs. I don't know if that's cheap crap or not. My apologies. I had somebody just texted me, and let's see. And Microsoft Word for Android has been installed on more than 1 billion times. That's exciting.
I'll go right now. Thank you for telling me.
And American Airlines cancels Boeing 737 MAX flights through November. Oh, man, and I wanted to go crashing into the ocean.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Ben, how's it going?
Good. How's it going over there?
Oh, not too bad. Just kind of responding to the news for the first time in a week.
Oh,
Chinese
Lord.
AI startup is trying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you already told us about that one. Ricky, I guess you're going through with Verge. I'm going to jump over to ours, see if there's anything exciting over here.
Well,
There's a big problem with Facebook's Libra cryptocurrency. It's from Facebook? I could have told you that.
well, as I've said in the past, Tom, if I didn't have over 1,000 people following me on Facebook, I would have dropped it by now.
I'd have told them to
I
go
wish I could
follow me
drop
somewhere else.
Yeah,
Here-
believe
here-
me, I would.
Here's the problem, though, is that, like, let's say in the case of, like, an emergency or something, I have a better chance of getting in touch with someone who can help through Facebook than I do by calling them or anything like that.
Or whatever, yeah.
So, I mean, it's a problem with society, but it's...
Yeah, there's too many
Nuts.
people on Facebook to get them to all move over to another social network. That's the problem.
Yeah, the problem is everybody's on Facebook because everybody's on Facebook.
Well, that's the problem. People have to start getting off of Facebook in order to people get off Facebook. You got to
Right,
jump somewhere
that's
else
the
and say, listen, if you care about me as a person, you care about the crap that Facebook is doing, and I won't be there. If you want to stay in touch with me, you can't find me there.
Right.
And that might sound crazy and hard, but at the same token, that's what people need.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather use, like, for example, Discord or Jitsi or, maybe MeWe, something like that, I'd rather use something along those lines. But the problem is 99% of my friends, except for a slim few, are on Facebook. That's the sad part.
yeah.
Except for, you guys who are my Linux group of people. But the problem is that
Yeah, that's
all
pretty
my
much
other
it.
friends are either on Facebook or Discord or wherever.
So, alternative theory of gravity makes a nearly testable prediction. The theory of gravity we have right now makes it completely testable. That's why it's actually not a theory. It is the law of gravity. What is going on with these new scientists? Why can't we figure out what type of organs we have in our pants? And why can't we figure out that this gravity thing has been settled? Okay, gravity is not 9.8 meters per second squared, people. The force of gravity is equal to the universal gravity constant, 6.67 times 10 to the negative 34 meters squared per second squared, times the mass of the two objects divided by the distance between them squared. And that tells you the gravitational pull between any two subjects in the history of the universe. It's a law! What is this alternative theories of gravity crap? For the love, people! We already have gravity figured out!
Gravity is a construct, man. There's no such thing as gravity, man.
The construct? What if it's all fake? Oh, my lord.
The Illuminati invented it.
Oh, the Illuminati invented it. It's just before or after he went to the Mars sound stage.
Of course.
The thing about the Illuminati is they are pretty much in control of everything.
Oh my god.
I know, Tom, you're speechless right now. So am I.
So am I.
It's like we have become so stupid. It's insane.
Yeah. That's the way of the world these days, my friend. It's the way of the world these days.
And this is all, I mean, guys, do yourself a favor. And by the way, this book is on Project Gutenberg. Grab yourself a copy of Orthodoxy and read it. Chapter 2, pay special attention to the chapter on the madman. It might be chapter 3. It might be chapter 3. This book was written in the 1800s, and it perfectly defines our society. Now, this is, Chesterton is the guy who inspired C.S. Lewis in his early thoughts. And in this, he talks about, now, if you understand philosophies and theories, like we had in terms of the general principles called modernism, we had pre-modernism, which was basically dominated by deities and gods and people not doing any cognitive thought, simply looking to a god for an answer. And so we made up gods worshiping the suns and the moons and the stars and things. And then we hit this period of modernism, which kind of started around the Industrial Revolution period. And modernism basically said, this kind of comes after the Enlightenment periods, when we really started to develop and advance our hearts, our minds. And then the modernism period came out and said, we can solve world's problems. We just got to keep looking. And then what ended up happening is the more we learn, the more we realize, man, we can't solve all of the world's problems. We could solve some of the physical problems. We could build aqueducts to keep cities purified from waste. We could pump in and purify and filter water. We could take dominion over the physical world. But we had serious issues that as much as we could have dominion over the physical world, we could never quite get our hearts into check. And so there was always crime, there was always violence, there's always all these things. And this led way to what is called the postmodern world, where we kind of say we really just can't know any absolute truth outside of the realm of the physical world. But then G.K. Chesterton, writing right on the cusp, right on the verge of modernism, he writes that there will be a time when people cast off God to trumpet science. And that's what was happening in his day. But then he says, but be aware, because people are then going to cast off science for their own subjective realities. And that is postmodernism, which was still over 100 years in the making from the time he penned those words. And that's where we are now, where we cannot even agree on basic, absolute, rock-solid scientific fact. That remember the Human Genome Project? Are we that far away from the 1990s when we mapped every human genome? We knew exactly what an X chromosome is and exactly what a Y chromosome is. We had science.
Well, hey, I mean, just a few days ago, I was called anti-science because I deny, climate change and evolution to a certain extent. And I says, wait a minute. you calling me a anti-science because I'm a conservative, but hang on. We actually acknowledge basic biology here. Right?
I do, but a lot of the people out there don't.
I mean, like, I know which bathroom to use. We'll just leave it at that.
I mean, the thing is, while we smart people actually use our minds, you see all these scientists on the other side, just sipping their Starbucks lattes and doing all that stuff.
Hey man, lattes. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy,
Yeah,
crazy,
like
crazy.
I don't believe in like macro evolution. I'm more like a creationist, but a lot of these people are making a strong case for natural selection.
This is just my personal opinion. This is what I truly believe. I believe that God created the heavens, the earth, and all of us. That's what I've always believed. I believed in the Bible and in the scriptures. That's what I believe.
Agreed.
Okay, who? I agree as well. Who are my gamers? What is this retro arch? Retro arch. Will be
Retro Arch is a program that for multiple operating systems. It is basically the ultimate emulator, and it uses basically these things called libretro cores. Each libretro core is pretty much corresponds to an emulator or a console. So, say for example, you wanted to play NES games, you would have to get that libretro core unless it's already provided for you. And then you have to get the corresponding ROMs for that console. Say I had to get NES ROMs. I have to go out there onto a ROM website, get a copy of Super Mario Brothers, Pac-Man, whatever, put it into the same exact area as RetroArch, then I go back into the system, go all the way to the right, and in your menu, you go to the scan through what they call the scan directory system.
Okay.
Now, the scan directory system, what I do is I go to scan the folder. And what RetroArch will do is any directory on your Linux machine where your ROM is, it will locate it. Once it locates it, the game will be added to a game directory. You click on your game, and then you click on your specified core, in which case mine will be Nestopia. You click on the core and you activate it. Once it's activated, your game will load. And here's the best thing about RetroArch. You can configure a game controller to work with it.
Okay. Now, is this built into the current Steam client? So if I install this on my Windows, Linux, Mac, is it going to work there?
No, RetroArch is a separate program. It has nothing related to Steam or Lutris, nothing.
Okay, so it's a completely separate application that I would install much the same way.
Actually, I don't know if it is in Lutris because I have Lutris installed on Arch. I'm going to see if it is on here.
Okay, so it's just a separate application. So, like I have a Raspberry Pi with RetroPie, which has all those emulators up to PS1 at least.
Yes, but the code for RetroArch is, I believe, open sourced. Everybody can see that code and just adapt RetroArch
so
to it.
It's basically just an emulator that, hey, if you have a legal copy of the ROM, you can play your games.
Exactly.
So the Ars article here saying, is this completely free release run afoul of the Steam community guidelines? I'm not sure I know enough about the Steam's community guidelines to comment, but
yeah, it's not in here.
Okay.
Yeah, RetroArch is not in Lutris. I was right. Ricky was right too. But either way, yeah, you can download game emulators through Lutris. But if you want an all-in-one place where everything works, I get RetroArch and just use that.
And the thing about RetroArch, it's available for Windows, it's available for Mac, and it's available in every single Linux repository you can think of. It's there. But if it's somehow not available in your Ubuntu repository, which it most likely is, you can still download the deb package for it too, which also works.
Yeah. I wonder if it's in the Arch
Look at that. RetroArch.
AUR.
I'm going to install RetroArch on Arch right now.
Yeah, RetroArch is also in the AUR as well.
I have suspected that. Yeah.
And also, it is available for Fedora systems. It is available for Slackware.
Hey Ben, is there a specific provider for a collection of shaders that you would recommend on Arch? I have shaders CG, shaders GLSL, and shaders Slang.
I'll let Benjamin take this one.
Okay.
Can you repeat that?
I have shaders CG, shaders GLSL, and shaders Slang.
Well, and
It's just asking me which provider to use for Libra shaders.
when it asks me that, I always go with the default.
Okay.
Default. Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, I've run into a couple applications. Default didn't work. Non-default did. All right, so I'm gonna
I would
pull that
recommend
down.
default in this case, Tom.
What's that?
I said I'd recommend default in this
Okay,
one.
it's installing.
Oh,
Unless
by the way, Ben. Thanks to Lutris, I got a native Linux version of Doom 3 on it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, Doom 3, the BFG edition, plays just fine for me through Lutris.
Yeah, I have to tell you guys, Lutris actually made it to where I don't have to have Windows to play a lot of my games. However, there's one game that really bites that, it's still unreleased, and that's Jedi Fallen Order. It's, I could never get Origin working under Linux. That's the one thing that's keeping me to Windows.
All right.
So now, question.
Go ahead.
Now, I was going to ask if there was this game called Syndicate that came out in 2012. I thought it was a pretty good game. Is that Origin or is that someone else?
Let me Google it. Hold on.
I heard while we're talking about games here, before I switch subjects to something even more friendly. There was a game a friend of mine told me about today. Is it Soma or Somna? It's something that's like people's AI consciences were downloaded, installed into AI, and then basically you were on a quest. I remember all the quest of it. Anybody familiar with what game I'm talking about?
Not
Fairly
really,
new
no.
I'll have
Okay.
to ask him to write it down. I think I have it right.
Let me
Sounds like a fascinating game
Is this
that would
the game
very
you're talking
easily
about,
pass.
Benjamin?
Yeah, but it came out in 2012. It was there's a newer version of that game.
Okay. Well, from what I'm reading here, it is an EA game, the new one, yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. According to this publishers down here, it says it's by EA, yeah. So that would be an Origin title, yeah.
Crap. So this Linux compatibility would be questionable.
Origin and Linux, they do not get along. That's the challenge there, is that Origin and Linux are like two sworn enemies that'll never make amends.
See, because at least the one that came out in 2012, the Syndicate that came out in 2012, it was a FPS first-person shooter, and basically it was like the corporations got so big that they rendered governments irrelevant, and so like the corporations were like actually war with each other, and like everybody had like a chip in the computer chip in the back of your head, in the back of their heads, and like one of the cool things, if you had like one that was more powerful, like you were like a syndicate, you were hired by that corporation to go and spy on the other ones. You could actually hack into other people's chips and make them like either kill themselves, kill their buddies. It was kind of neat. I thought it was.
Yeah, I bet, man.
They're not too far off from what's gonna happen now.
I can imagine.
Oh, this is so cool! Microsoft's prototype Xbox controllers for phones look ideal for xCloud. Oh, so there's a phone controller from Microsoft, eh?
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, that's one way to game with your phone.
Yeah, and also Apple has done the same thing. But I don't know. Yeah, because now with the new iOS 13 update, which I no longer have installed because I didn't want to be on a beta firmware, I went back to 12 for my own reasons. But either way, they now allow you to run game controllers on your phone, and you can actually display it on your TV if you wanted to.
Nice.
Yeah. See, that's what I like about Apple. Not that the fact that they whatchamacallit, that they spy on you or whatever like Microsoft does, but the integration between all the operating systems is so seamless.
All right. So this is a neat article here. So, of course, they're picturing a D-Link router. Oh, my Lord, I had one of these at one point in time. Oh, God. Well, I'm sure it was good back then, maybe. But anyway, D-Link, of course, was hit with, a big... They're now required to have an external security auditor audit their software in lieu of having to pay a fine. But website drive-by attacks on routers are still alive and well. So what's going on here is your router, when these malicious websites hit your system, if they're able to access your router, what they're doing is they're redirecting your DNS. Because when you redirect your DNS, it's basically like changing the host file, but for your whole network. So they're applying bad DNS sites out, basically changing your router's DNS settings to go out to their servers instead, in which case they pretty much have full control over the internet as you know it. So always check your router every once and again. Check in, log in, look at the DNS settings, and it should either be blank or set to something that you would have manually set it at. So that's an interesting article there.
Yes.
Savage tick clone armies are sucking cows to death. Awesome. Sweet.
Whoa.
Dude, we had like so many ticks this last week. It was kind of scary. That is one big fed tick.
I remember this one time. This is going to be a little strange, and maybe kind of creepy, but my sister woke up in one morning with a tick in her hair.
Yep.
I was like, what the heck is this?
Well, they only like certain spots on your body, so they'll get on you and they'll crawl to the places that they like the best. Usually, fortunately, we had one kid that got one on his arm and was like, oh, well, that's easy to get out. And this other one got one on the back of his leg. So we started having everybody do regular tick checks. Fortunately, I didn't have enough time to go out and go into the woods or into the fields or anything, but look at them bad boys. Yeah. This is what it should look like. When it looks like this, it has had a blood meal.
Basically all those ticks are saying food.
Yep.
Of course they are.
All the ticks and leeches, they just meet each other and they're like, hello, leech, how's your dinner? And then the leech says to tick, oh, it was fun. It was a glorious bloodbath.
Oh, hey, we already knew about this about Amazon. For all you guys that keep on using this crap, Google workers, listen in on your OK Google queries, and one of them leaked recordings. Of course they do. Did you really think they didn't?
Sorry, I was just going to say,
Lord.
unfortunately, Amazon's Prime sale is tomorrow.
Cool. Use my link. Buy Amazon. Support Switch to Linux.
Yeah. My dad's looking at getting my mom a laptop.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Users can disable saving of voice activities. Yeah. I'm sure. Sure.
Right. You see, what my mom wants is a optical drive capable laptop. She can load her Rosetta Stone software on, do her email, her etc. That's all she wants.
That's all she needs.
Right. She wants to be able to do her Facebook, her email, her whatever. She doesn't need anything heavily complicated.
Nope.
And, a basic, generic 14.1-inch screen laptop would be fine for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, based on this comment here, is it better? Okay, what is worse? Is it worse that Google is collecting the data, or that their security is so bad that that data was leaked? What do you guys think?
I would say, in my opinion, their security sucks so much cookies that that's the reason why data is being leaked in the first place. It's the security that's the main issue. And I mean, I don't know if you noticed, Tom, but websites have evolved so much that they're more about looking pretty and nice instead of focusing on their security and and the potential vulnerabilities that they have.
That is a good point, Ricky. You're very right. Okay.
Science is lost as long as it denies truth. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, Anna Rita, I'll try and warn you next time when I start talking nerdy.
I take it she didn't like that too much.
Oh no, she loves the nerd talk.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ricky, I actually did successfully boot into my Linux from scratch.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now, what is this doing? Okay. Yeah, now I just have to get Xorg on it, which I'm in the process of. Oh.
Okay. Ooh. Logitech updates its G Pro headset with blue microphones, audio, and sleeker design. That is some good headphones.
What graphics card do I have? I think it's an R7, like 250 or 5. I don't know. It's an AMD R7. That's as far as I can tell you on narrowing down my card. It's a Best Buy special with 4 gigs of onboard RAM.
That's a really good card.
All cats die. Aristotle is dead. Ergo, Aristotle is a cat. QED. I'm a philosopher. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Should we happen to ask the cat? What does...
Ask the kitty, huh?
I can't like this screen, the kitty camera on my live hangout scene collection does not actually have your guys' audio on it, so I can't show you the kitty right now.
Hey Ricky, do you remember that Powerline shell that I helped you install?
Of course I do.
I got that working in Linux from scratch.
Perfect.
Oh joy! Well, say goodbye to Steam as a decent system, because now they're using machine learning for its new game recommendation engine.
What?
That's a problem.
Daggum, you Valve!
Facebook denies allegations that you make friends on Facebook.
What?
Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Well, that chicken has flown the coop.
Excuse me.
Silent Mac update nukes dangerous web server installed by Zoom.
Oh, crap. Well,
don't worry, just switch to Linux. You'll be okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but the problem with a Mac is it's not really born to run Linux.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Cook, you did it again.
He's an idiot. Ever since Steve died, he's really screwed it up.
He needs to be freaking ousted.
Yeah, that's the problem. No one's gonna let that happen.
I have the perfect idea.
What?
Just buy a rental home and just put Asia Shut Your Pie Hole and Tim Cook in the same home.
Oh my god.
There, problem solved. You cleared out the FCC. You cleared out Apple. Now get two other people in there that know what the heck they're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, anybody could run Apple better than Tim could. I mean, seriously.
There's a lot of good men and women that could do that could do a fine job.
Yeah, it's just the problem of nobody wants him to go instead of Apple's board of directors or their internal people. It's like, oh my god. I mean, he does not fit CEO. He just doesn't.
It's like
Nope.
I think Apple used to at least be like somewhat of a decent company. Like
Yeah,
When Steve Jobs was running the whole thing, it was great.
yes, it was.
That man was a legend and a visionary.
Yeah,
Without
and you can't replace him.
No, you can't. I mean, look at everything Steve Jobs has accomplished in his lifetime. He invented the Macintosh family. He
And
invented
he invented one of the most revolutionary phones in the world, the iPhone.
and he invented the iPod.
Yeah, which changed the world as far as the music industry is concerned.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I have an old iPod 6th generation, and I use that as a backup hard drive for my data. That's why I use it.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing to do. I mean, it works. Yeah, I mean, iPods, iPhones, everything. And put it this way. Hang on. We would not have Android if we didn't have iPhone. It's that simple. I mean, if iPhone had never existed, we would not have a lot of the smartphones we have today. It started the whole smartphone shebang. It really did.
Well, but my point would be like back then, Apple actually innovated, right? They actually brought to the table that wasn't there before.
Yes, but because of Tim, he does not know how to innovate. He does not know how to make stuff better than it already is.
I mean, that was a hole that Microsoft fell in years before Apple did. Because, like, think about it. When by the time Microsoft got into the phone game, it was way too late. They weren't going to make it. And, like, by then, it's like nobody was buying Vista. Everyone was fighting 7, even though 7 was pretty decent. Everyone was fighting it. They didn't want to move from XP. So that means that from the time XP came out to the time everyone went to 7, pretty much nobody bought a new computer from running Windows. Like, nobody, like, not in large numbers anyway.
No. Heck, I was on Mac before I was on Windows Vista or Windows 7. I just was, and it was cool.
Yeah, you were a Mac boy for so many years.
Yes, I was.
It worked.
Well,
Windows
this is
Vista
neat.
did not work back then. In my opinion, it still is a pile of crap. And Windows 7, it worked. It just worked. And that was what I liked about it.
All right, we have Kibis. It's like a Keurig for your pet. Smart attached cartridge-based device that you can monitor your pet through your smartphone app, and it.
And that's the thing I also liked about back then was with Linux, is that it worked, but I didn't know how to get all my stuff on it back then.
Oh my gosh. A thing that monitors your pet. Gentlemen, I think we just literally hit something that's fire screen worthy right now.
Yeah,
Why?
if only I were turned around, I might be on fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, why the absolute heck would a company make a Keurig-like device?
All right. Here's another thing. All of these plants. Okay. I was in the grocery store a while back, and I like looking sometimes at obscure food things, and there is vegan chicken flavor bouillon. All right, if you vegans out there really want the chicken flavor, go eat some chicken. Don't sit here and talk about wanting to eat all of our vegan-y stuff. We want good vegan-y stuff. We just want it to taste like your good food. So, how's this one? Future Foods, that's Phuture, is creating a plant-based pork substitute for the Asian market. Dude, if you want to eat pork, go eat some pork. Am I missing something here?
No, you're not.
No, you're not, Tom. You're not.
Oh my Lord in heaven.
I don't know where these people get some stuff.
But yeah, back to that whole pet thing. I mean, seriously, a company makes a Keurig-like device to monitor what their pet is doing. Oh, what's it gonna do? Monitor them as they take a crap?
Oh no, it just feeds them. But I'm sure that there is a smartphone app. I'm sure that there is a device out there that will send you a text message when your cat takes a turd. I'm pretty sure it exists.
Pretty sad, if you ask me.
All right, shall we look this guy up? We're gonna look this guy up live. I don't know what results we're gonna get. Smart cat litter box. Let's see what we get.
Two there.
Oh dear.
Oh hell.
It's a
Great
coming.
investment. No expensive urine pads to buy. Large urine drawer. Keeps lids. All right. So this one's not connected to the internet. Okay, that's good. Is this the same thing? Yeah, that's the same product. What? What is this? I think we have a find. The next generation automatic and health tracking cat potty.
Oh my God in heaven! Oh, really?
This place has raised $1.3 million for a smart connected cat box.
What the?
What the heck? What is going on with these people?
I have no blatant clue, dude.
We don't need this smart technology in every single thing. What happened to the ethical ways to where, oh, I'll just buy a 2-part litter box, the bottom and the top. Boom, you're done.
Seriously, this world is getting way too technology advanced.
No. These are the two words I'm using. The world is becoming too technology dependent.
What's the input voltage? That is the one question I never thought I'd have to question when buying a litter box.
Input voltage. Does this thing literally have a outlet on it?
Apparently. It is 120 to 240 volt AC.
Oh, good God.
I am so in awe right now.
Okay. Here's my
smart alerts. Beep! Your cat has just taken a turd. Your bathroom now reeks. Deploying air fresheners.
Oh dear God, man.
Wait, that thing has built-in air fresheners?
I doubt it. It says deodorizing. I'm guessing that just means the litter box, but it might. I mean, hey, why not?
Okay. Does it require a very specific type of litter?
Oh, hold on. There's an FAQ about that. Hold on. Let's have a look.
Something is really off.
Oh, wait. How many cats can it keep track of? Cats are distinguishable based on weight and movement pattern, which determines the weight sensor reading. Our pattern recognition algorithms learns and builds a model for each cat over time. If your cats weigh the same, less than 100 grams difference, and behave similarly, it won't be able to tell who's who. Oh, what a shame. In this case, an alternative solution would be to use an RFID chip that identifies the cat. Technically speaking, the device could be the microchip implanted into your cat or a Bluetooth collar they wear. Difference microchip contains only ID info. It's passive, it doesn't wear out. Microchip doesn't contain a battery, therefore having an indefinite timeline. The special scanner required to read the microchip supplies the tiny amount of power it needs each time it is read. In contrast, Bluetooth collar can be integrated. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Not all your cats need to be microchipped or wear a collar. Let's assume we have 3 identical cats, B, Chi, and D. Oh, Lord. B has a microchip, Chi wears a collar, and D doesn't have a microchip and resents collar. That's fine. Now they're all recognized by the device. Oh, Lord. All right, what type of cat litter? Footloose should be used with cat litter that clumps well, such as clay, corn, or silica gel crystals that absorb urine.
So then I'm guessing in that sense it doesn't matter what litter you get then?
I guess, but I couldn't use it because I use litter that turns into powder because when they use it.
Oh, so you use a powder litter.
I use equine bedding. Because if it's good enough for a horse, it's good enough for a cat.
I've never heard of equine bedding.
If you get equine, it's Tractor Supply Company. It's for your horses. So it's basically they take pine sawdust and encapsulate it, and basically the same thing you'd take with a pill, right? Stomach acid digests it. So it's basically pellets. When the cat pees on it, it opens up and turns into pine sawdust.
Oh, so it absorbs urine.
Yes, everything.
That is amazing.
Urine and smell, and it costs about $5 for about a 3 to 6 month supply of it.
That is cheap.
Yeah.
But really, an automatic litter box, like, come on.
I know.
I mean, come on. We're not that stupid. We could take care of a cat any day of the week.
I love this comment from Keegan. Where do we think we're headed? I got told that science over 10 years old is outdated by a guy who identifies as a unicorn. Yeah.
Oh, God.
My lord.
That is just insanity.
Can you scientifically prove you're a unicorn, please?
Yeah. Word.
Has no one ever stopped to ask this question of these people? Can you scientifically prove your gender?
That can happen.
That's a question that nobody's ever thought of.
You got a point there, Ricky.
That nobody's ever asked that question.
Do I look tired? STS says I look beat down and tired. Do I look tired to you?
No.
You look fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I feel tired, but, you know. That's what happens, though, when you prance through the woods all week.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a big nature boy. I never was.
Well, but guys, what you're missing here is that science is actually hate speech, and so it's not allowed.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Huh?
I am going to wrap this up by 11 o'clock, so we're gonna do our final.
Okay, Tom.
I'm still here trying to figure out RetroArch. It's telling me I have no cores installed.
Wait, what's this? Uh-oh.
What?
Thousands of Android apps can track your phone even if you deny permissions.
What?
Yep.
Color me shocked.
Oh, what's this? Microsoft is slipping app ads into Android menus.
Yep.
Oh, jeez Louise.
For their I guess they have a new Microsoft Office app, or they've revamped the Microsoft Office app, and that app has advertising inside the
Eh.
menus.
Oh dear, Tom, here we freaking go. Asia Pie has a new proposal to go after international robocallers.
Is he going? It's I bet that'll last until they give him some money.
I think that's all. I guarantee that's what he's waiting for. He's just waiting for that paycheck. He's just waiting for it to come for the mail. Once he has it in his hand.
Anna Rita, I think they want pork without eating pork, not they want porn without eating pork. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get your porn without eating pork, but you know, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Not real big deal. Linux lately. Fits.
Yeah. Pork without eating pork. That sounds so
Plant-based
contradictory.
meat flavor stuff is developed to solve food shortage. Led to the fact the world will be overpopulated in 50 years or so. No, it won't. Population has been on a decline, except for the groups of people that like to kill everyone they meet. We're all fine. And no, it's not developed to solve a food shortage. It's developed by the fact that vegans want to eat the same stuff the rest of us want to eat. They just don't want to kill animals to do it.
They want to feel morally superior.
If it was about regenerating meat, they would remake meat. They can't do it. Not without science.
Nope.
I mean, the thing is, here's the thing. The purpose of being vegan is eating a plant-based diet. That's how vegan works.
I
I couldn't live with that.
think that's vegetarian. I think vegan is like they won't drink cow's milk because they think the cow's
Well,
being
vegan is more of a life philosophy about not using animals
Yeah.
itself. But yeah, vegetarians have various ranges. So some vegetarians will eat fish. Some vegetarians will eat eggs. Others will not. Some vegetarians, like most vegetarians, wouldn't have a problem with consuming milk because, you know, a cow is not harmed in the process of getting out the milk. In fact, for you vegans out there, a cow is harmed if you don't extract the milk. And so if you don't extract the milk from the cow, it harms the milk. So you have to milk the cow. And so with that, you know, vegetarianism doesn't have a problem, but vegans, since it utilizes a product from an animal, they won't use it.
Steve's very own installed Bodhi Linux today, and he is not liking it. Trust me, Steve, I know how you feel. I've tried Bodhi before, and it was a little confusing.
I tried Debian for the Biddle challenge in the virtual box. Well, I think I borked it because I installed the standard, which was just a command line, and I put i3 on it with like DM. And while it was installing something, I tried to quit out of something in the host machine. I didn't realize that I was focused in the virtual box. I ended up closing out the terminal in the virtual box while I was trying to install programs. So I guess we'll find out next time I launch that virtual box if I borked it.
So Cat Gamer identifies as an anime character. Can you scientifically prove that you're an anime character?
Do a Kamehameha wave.
What bathroom are unicorns supposed to use? Just curious. Any unicorns? What bathroom should they use?
They go outside.
You don't look tired, but talk slower than normally. Okay, yeah, that's possibly true. Yes. I also don't have a solid plan for today. Usually I have a plan and a prep, and that causes me to talk fast.
Well, the thing is, you've been away for a little bit, so you didn't really have anything scheduled since you just literally came back.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to look up news articles, but we had exactly one building I could go in to get a little bit of internet, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes these things do happen unplanned.
I'm not going to read that comment, but it did make me laugh. Thank you, John.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't see it.
Yeah, probably. Our teeth are those of a meat eater. If we were vegans, we'd have flat teeth like a cow or deer. Yes. Do vegans wear leather shoes and belts? No. Most of them do not. So veganism is more about a lifestyle, not what you eat. Yeah, well, not only are our teeth sharp for cutting meat, but also we have one stomach, unlike a cow's 4 stomachs.
Yeah, I've ran into Christians that will say like, okay, I'm gonna go vegetarian because that was our primary diet when God created us in the Garden of Eden. And I say, well, okay, you do you.
Yeah. But that's not the state of us right now. I mean, if that was still the state, why was Jesus cooking fish on the beach? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah. All right. Final words, because I'm gonna wrap this up.
All I gotta say is it's been a pleasure to stop by, and it's been very enjoyable. Very
All
good
right.
very good
So-
news articles and stuff.
We should be pretty close back to regular schedule this week, taking care of my friend's dog, so that might interfere a little bit time to time, but for the most part, we will be back on the schedule on all of the channels, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
well, are your cats aware of this dog?
Oh, well, the dog's not coming over here.
Oh, they'll know.
By the way, people, smash that like button. Support everybody here.
Of course, we will.
All right. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will catch you guys later.
All right, Tom.
See you later.
Night, everybody.